Good morning and welcome to another very exciting edition of the Saturday Breakfast Show with me, your host, Nikola. You know the gist. As always, I have the best lineup for you guys. We're going to start off with our exercise segment and dive right into my favorite part of the show, the little breakfast and chat, situation. I love that part, guys, because I love my food. And today's guest is one of my favorite ladies, Miss Nikola Conradie herself, fashion icon. This lady is very influential when it comes to the Namibian fashion industry, and she's been doing this for some time. She's a pro, she is a vet, and I can't wait to sit down with her and get into her head and just, chop it up, share some tea, whatever. So stay tuned for that.
This is Antonio. You're watching Saturday Breakfast Show.
Yeah. guys, what's up? This is Ortega and Divale and you're watching the Saturday Breakfast Show.
Hola guys, this is girl Tierney, female local model of Cathedral Fashion Month. You are watching Saturday Breakfast.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Martha Isak. They call me Nengi the Chef. Please do follow me on Instagram. My Insta handle is Nengi_BChef. And yes, today I will be making for you a egg omelette served with avocado stuffed with eggs. I will start by preheating my oil. While the oil is being preheated, I will then just mix my eggs. You should fry your ingredients. So I have green peppers here, a bit of onions, some tomatoes, and bacon. And I'll just add a bit of ham to it. I prefer all my ingredients cubed, nicely diced, and while we wait for that to cook, I'll then start with stuffing my avo. I have already pre-boiled my eggs and did the salad. So you just add a bit of mayo, I used black pepper, a bit of salt to it, and yes, you then take your avo. Make sure to season it very well. You don't want it to not taste, so you season it, and you then take your egg and you stuff it. I'll then use a bit of mixed herbs. This is how it looks like. Just for garnishing, just a bit of it. This is how it would then look. I'll just add a bit of my mushrooms because mushrooms don't really take that long to cook. That's the reason why I didn't add them before. So you can add them now. Then you season it just a bit. Some pepper, and yum, this is done. So we then remove the ingredients from the pan. Put back the pan on your stove. Add a bit of oil. You season your egg with a bit of salt. You then wait for it to heat properly to enable you to fold your egg. So we'll just wait for that. Just give it a few minutes. You can now then add your ingredients to the egg. Now you can flip your egg and this is what we call an omelette. I'll just give it a few more minutes so you can then take it off your stove in a plate. Put your avo there. Add a bit of pepper. I'll then take some of my cut avocados, season them. This is my final dish. If you do like my recipes, please do follow me on Instagram for more recipes. Thank you.
What's up, Namibia? This is your high fashion model, Arthur, and you're watching the Saturday Breakfast Show.
Yes, you're watching Saturday Breakfast Show.
Saturday Breakfast Show!
My name is Javiana Nikambo and you're watching the Saturday Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to the Saturday Breakfast Show. And of course, right now, this is my favorite part of the show, the eating segment. And joining me is Namibian fashion royalty, Miss Nikola Conradie herself. This woman is a legend, guys. If you know anything about Namibian fashion, you've probably heard of her. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. So nice to
How
be
have
here.
you been? And how's COVID treating you?
If I hear from my peers, it's really been tough, but
Yeah.
I've been so busy nonstop.
So you're one of the
So
fortunate
I've
few.
really been working and I'm grateful
Oh,
for it,
That's
actually.
amazing. And what do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Like, what sets you apart from? Is it just talent, or is it just that it factor?
Oh
or-
my goodness,
You
I
can
don't
say
know.
It, it's okay.
How do I even say this?
You don't have to be humble. You can
No.
say it.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm really just blessed in a
Yeah.
way because I'm sitting and I'm thinking now. It's been back to back that I've been busy and
Yeah.
yeah.
But you've been in the game for some time. Do you think maybe that has something to do with it? Maybe it's just your reputation, that the brand kind of speaks for itself, and that's why
Well-
you've been booking gigs.
Well, like I said, it's just like because I've been in the game for so
Yeah.
long, and it's just been back to back, and also, I mean,
Yeah.
I've been in it for
Yeah,
some time, so I
yeah.
think that's what it is
What it
all
goes
about.
on
Yeah.
to. So, what made you get started in fashion? Were you always like a fashionable kid, or was it just a dream of yours? Because I'm always
Yeah.
curious. I also had a dream. Well, I like clothes.
Yeah.
I'm not a fashion designer like yourself, but I love clothes. I'm obsessed with fashion.
Yeah.
And I remember I wanted to be a fashion designer, and I had that conversation with your traditional Ndonga father, and he was like, "It's never gonna happen." So I want to know, since you've been in
Yeah.
the game, how did that start from like a dream
Yeah.
to now it being a reality?
Well, actually, I loved fashion. I think
Yeah.
styling more.
Yeah.
I was like a critique, like everything people, everything related to fashion. I was always like, what are you doing? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was always something like that. And
Yeah.
and my dad is also very into, not really into, but he's also has an eye for like clothing. So we would sit and we'd be like, what are you doing? Or
That's
what, so
amazing.
somehow we were always in it together. So when I said really want to do this,
So
he wasn't
supported
like,
you
yes, he wasn't like,
100%.
I think if he didn't,
Uh-huh.
my parents would probably be like, no,
Yeah.
like something else, or,
Right.
But because he knew, like at a young age, I was always like critiquing like their friends, or, that's why he was like,
So he
it's
saw
kind
the
of
gift
like,
in you,
yes,
and then he nurtured it.
yes.
That's actually a very interesting conversation. I think one that a lot of creatives need to have, because I feel like coming from our community,
Yeah.
creativity is often stifled.
Yes,
you know what I
exactly.
mean? They want us to be engineers and
Yeah.
doctors, and that's all
Yeah,
wonderful, but not all of us can do that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So why do you think your father was more open to it than maybe other?
I think somehow he saw that it was something that I really liked, because
something that
I
you were really
told,
good at,
yes,
yeah.
and it was natural in a way. So in my mind growing up, seeing my parents, I was like, I want to be a lawyer like my father.
Yeah.
And I was just like, but he was just like, you're not going to like it. Like, it's a lot of reading. It's a lot of, and I think because he knew me, he was just like, you're going to be bored.
That's amazing.
So I was just like, okay, if you say I'm going to be bored,
That's
let me. So
amazing.
somehow he also like steered me in like, this is what you love and this is
Yeah.
what you know,
Yeah.
why don't you do that instead?
That's amazing. I feel like
So-
more parents should, do that instead of
Yeah.
you have to carry the family legacy and become such
Yeah.
and such and such, because I feel like that's the definition of success. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You don't hear stories like that.
No,
very often,
actually, in
especially
actual
here.
fact, yeah, I thought he would steer me more into doing what he's doing, because I mean, like you said, creatives don't
Yeah.
really get pushed. But I grew up like asking him, oh, can people wear like this? Or we'd sit and watch fashion TV like back in the day, and he'd be like, I think you should,
That's amazing.
But I was very like, yeah, but you're doing this. Like, let me also do that.
Do that.
So it was
then he
actually
was like,
really
"No,
nice.
just
You
do
won't
what
like
you
it. He
love."
was just like, you're not going to like the reading. So I was like,
Amazing.
okay.
Is he still very supportive right now?
Yes, he is.
Ooh.
He is. I think that's
is
why
like,
I'm being, like, I'm like, okay, I'm doing what I love, and
Yeah.
he's there
Yeah.
to help me.
Yeah. Do you
So-
feel like this is your calling?
I think so. Like, if I sit back and I think, what could I be doing? I don't really
No,
know.
there's nothing else for you.
No.
That's amazing. I feel like the reason maybe some of our creatives are not pushing the envelope is because we get it's like you reach a certain level of success and then you become comfortable
Yes.
and stagnant,
Yeah.
and then you're like, I have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
I've reached my cap, sort of.
Yeah. Also, you see, like I usually have clients who, have these high-end brand like clothing. So I'd say like, bring it by so I can see. Sometimes like in my mind, I want to always better myself. So if you see something that's top-notch, you see, okay, how can I also,
Reach that,
learn?
yeah.
So somehow I always want to learn more. I don't think I know it all.
Right.
So I think that's also why I'm not bored.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So that's how it's been.
That's amazing. I love when people say, I always want to learn.
I always have the question of what inspires you.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, like bettering yourself
Yeah.
is also like somehow
Something that
that inspires me, because I'm like, okay, I know how to do this, but do I know how to do this?
What's the next
so
level?
later you're just trying to improve constantly.
What's your take on the whole Namibian fashion industry at the moment?
Well, I know that we're still developing, but I know it's like an ongoing process. But, hearing there's always new designers, that's also somehow inspiring. And we have like Fashion Week and all of that. So in my mind, I know that we are getting there.
Getting
I mean,
somewhere.
it's still not like an essay and all of that, but I know we're getting there.
Everywhere else in the world, fashion is $1 billion conglomerate, but here it's like it's suppressed. Like,
Yeah.
why do you like clothes? You're gonna be a useless
I
child.
know.
Do you know what I mean? Do
I
you
know.
also have a similar?
Actually, I was in Cape Town for a year. I studied fashion there for 1 year, and then I had someone ask me, what are you doing? And then I was like, no, I'm doing fashion. And they're like, oh, you're going to be sewing buttons for the rest of your life. And I was just like, wow.
Wow. So that's the perception
So
that
I
people
think,
have.
I think when it comes to like clothing, people think like, but I see it more as, it's like food. It's
Yeah.
like a necessity. We
Yeah.
need it.
We need it. Yeah.
So
Why not invest in
yes.
it? So what do you think is gonna, or what do we need to do to sort of break the glass ceiling, and especially with our elders, kind of educate them on the importance of fashion? I mean, fashion, this is also what I don't understand. I remember with fashion, we would approach corporate and they would be like, no, we don't sponsor fashion, we only sponsor a culture, arts and culture. And in my mind, I'm like, but what is fashion? Is fashion not arts and culture? So
it is. It is.
what do we need to do? Do we need to have these conversations, or do we need to, I don't know, what is it that we need to do to just make it, like, look, fashion is cool, it's here to stay.
Do you know, in my mind, I'm thinking like in SA, it's not, like it is here. They have more like retail shops where people know that, this is made in South Africa, or, and I think that makes the elders like think, oh, okay, she makes clothes for, So I think here, if we had that, mentality, which I hope that we get to that point where we can see that we have all our retailers are Namibian, Namibian brands, Namibian designers. And I think that's what, if my parents would not, would be opposing, then I think if they knew that, she's helping
It's
in that,
lucrative and it's,
then I think they'd be more comfortable.
Yo, my Busha did the things with this omelette. It's amazing. Are you liking your food?
I love it. I love it.
This is very bougie. What is this, honey? Okay.
It's like an egg salad and
In an
avo.
avo. I'm going to be stealing tricks from all these chefs. What advice would you give to young up-and-coming fashion designers, wannabe fashion designers, so just anybody who wants to be in the game? What's your sort of word of wisdom that you can pass on?
I think if we're a team, then we'd get places
Do you
faster.
think that's something that we struggle with here
I
in
think
Namibia?
so. I think here it's more
Collaboration.
of I do what I do it privately, and I have my clients, so I cater for my clients only. Here it's we're still not open to work together.
Because I mean, if you put your name and my
Yes.
name together, it's like
It's a bigger
thing.
it's a bigger thing, and I think maybe we're scared we lose clients if we recommend. Like sometimes we are so busy, but we wouldn't say, I can't help you, let me give you.
Right.
You know, we don't recommend designers to clients if we really can't help. We'd either squeeze them in, or we wouldn't just.
Where can we find you? Where is the shop?
Okay.
Where can we find you on the socials? What's your social media handle so I can go follow you?
So on social media, I'm Nikola Conradie Fashions.
On all the socials?
On all socials. Nikola Fashions on Twitter, Nikola Conradie Fashions on everything else. So I have a studio space, and I have like a workshop space. I have everything together in Olympia. So everything I have little space, so everything is on social.
Amazing. So you heard it from the lady herself. Please make sure to follow her, tag her, go buy her amazing designs. And yeah, we'll be right back.
Bonjour, hello, my name is Julien Dalbosco. I'm the director of the FNCC, and you are watching the Saturday Breakfast Show.
You are watching the Saturday Breakfast Show.
Hi, I'm Dorothea van Beek from Riego. You are watching the Saturday Breakfast Show.
I make moves, I pay dues. Uyangaba, all I do is break rules. I talk smooth, I make news. I give the manager my card, take two. I make moves, I pay dues. Uyangaba, all I do is break rules. I talk smooth, I make news. I give the manager my card, take two. It took a lot for us to get here, sitting at the top. Yeah, I'm a rest here, barely kicking off. And it's a blessed year. Can you imagine 2020 was my best year? Moving through the city with the right team. Maduba Hoshikuki, bring the icing. Working on an all-night thing. I still dodge COVID-19. Now let me show you how a king move. I play chess, me and King TD link up, a straight mess. If you talking about big bags, then say less. I deposit cash, the reference is stay blessed. In my city, I'm King Kong. This is the king song. Build up the kingdom, the legend been strong, and the legend will forever live on. So long live KP, let's live long. I make moves, I pay dues. Uyangaba, all I do is break rules. I talk smooth, I make news. I give the manager my card, take two. I make moves, I pay dues. Uyangaba, all I do is break rules. I talk smooth, I make news. I give the manager my card, take two.
Guy mwene kisoptu okudana nane esinda khala khala okusakanane. Guy mwene kisoptu okudana sasi ngenge twata mekita tumana nande. I break rules, I don't play fair. Should have known from the start that I don't care. I make moves that are so great. In God, I got faith. Kepi illes, you know till dealing up until the day I die. I'm another with smooth operators.
I make moves, I pay dues. Uyangaba, all I do is break rules. I talk smooth, I make news. I give the manager my card, take two. I make moves, I pay dues. Uyangaba, all I do is break rules. I talk smooth, I make news. I give the manager my card, take two. Uyangaba, all I do is break rules. I give the manager my card, take two.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Saturday Breakfast Show. I hope you had fun. I certainly enjoyed myself. I love Nikola. Did you just love her whole chill, zen vibe? I need to be more like that. But that's a wrap, guys. That's all we have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I know I certainly had fun. I always have fun with you guys. And yeah, that's a wrap. Thank you once again to all our sponsors, clothing, makeup, camera guys, everybody working behind the scenes to make sure that our little show goes off without a hitch. We appreciate you. I certainly appreciate you because I know none of this would be possible without any of them.